Hi friends, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today I have something quite special for you. I've managed to get my hands on the unreleased, just announced, Galaxy S24 Ultra. A huge thanks to Samsung Australia for getting it to me a week earlier, so I have time to play with it, make some content. So in today's video, we're taking a first impressions look at the Samsung Galaxy S24 Ultra through the perspective of a photographer and filmmaker, myself. I've had the phone for just under a week and I've taken it to the beaches and the city to get some sample photos and footage so I can show you in this video. For some context, I've been an S23 Ultra user for the past year, and if you follow me on my socials, my Instagram and TikTok, you would have seen all the content that I've put out showing you how to get the most out of your S23 Ultra. This video is going to focus on the camera, the lenses, and also the new AI editing features that the S24 Ultra has. The design. The design is visually quite similar to the S23 Ultra, but there are some fine details that separate them. The body this year is made of a titanium frame, and feels quite nice and premium to hold. The dimensions have changed slightly. It's less of a curve on the sides and it's more flat. I like this a lot more as it feels like you're getting more out of the screen and you can make use of the edges. I also like how the titanium body frames the screen. The screen does feel a lot nicer. I'm not sure exactly what it is, maybe it's the flatter profile, but it does feel nicer than the S23. These slight changes in dimension mean that your S23 cases won't fit on your S24. It's probably time you got rid of the old crusty case and got a new one anyway. The camera rump on the S24 Ultra is slightly taller than the S23 Ultra. It's not really perceptible, but it's something to note. Alright, so let's move on to what I'm most excited about, the camera and lenses. In this year's camera lineup, you have the ultra-wide 0.6x, the main camera, which is a 1x at 200 megapixels. You have the 3x at 10 megapixels on the right. But what I'm most excited about is the telephoto. They've changed it from a 10x to a 5x and bumped the resolution to 50 megapixels. Some of you may be asking yourselves, why do I need 50 megapixels and high resolution? Now, why this is important and very ingenious from Samsung? Firstly, going from a 10x telephoto to a 5x has allowed them to improve the aperture. Going from 4.9 to 3.4 allows more light into the sensor, which generally means you get better quality images and better low light. This will make the telephoto 5x and 10x a lot more usable in low light situations. So the clever part of changing it to a 5x and increasing the resolution is that they can also include a 10x, which is the same optical quality. It's able to use the middle section of the larger 50 megapixel sensor. Now you get both worlds. You get high resolution 5x at 50 megapixels and a 10x, which is the same optical quality at 12 megapixels. The 5x lens is a nice addition as sometimes you're too close to the 10x lens and 3x you're too far away. Now you have 3, 5 and 10. The 10x telephoto lens was probably my favorite feature on the S23 Ultra, so I'm pumped to have two new telephoto lenses to play with on the S24 Ultra. So I'm with TK and Demis is down there somewhere. Just doing a vlogging test. I'm holding it up with one hand at 0.6 ultra wide and I'm trying to not block the mic, so I want to see how good the quality is. The Galaxy S24 Ultra. It's going to come out soon, so let me know how the quality is. We're using the back cam 0.6 ultra wide. Alright, I've switched over at arm's length we're using the main camera 1x. It's a little bit windy here. Hopefully you're not picking up any wind noise. There's some wave sounds and some people talking, but how cropped am I? 1x is kind of tight. I wouldn't usually recommend vlogging in 1x because you can like turn and not be center of frame. I personally vlog in ultra wide 0.6 just to make sure. So some initial thoughts on using the S24 Ultra in the field. Some things I've noticed compared to the S23 Ultra. Now when you're switching lenses, either in photo and video mode, say you're going from 0.6 ultra wide to 1x, or even jumping all the way to 10x, it's a lot smoother. On the S23 there used to be a slight jerk when it would change lenses, but I feel like they've smoothed that out a lot more on the S24 Ultra. This is great for video when you're changing lenses whilst recording, as it'll be a smoother transition. The super zoom, when you're zoomed in past 10x, say you're at 30 or even 100x, it's actually kind of crazy how well it is able to lock on to something that's so far away. This is when there's a little viewfinder at the top right of the screen, when it helps you see what you're zoomed in on. I was able to zoom in all the way across Bondi Beach and it was locked on to exactly what I was pointed at and it wouldn't move at all, even though this is such a hard thing to do handheld. It's pretty crazy you're able to zoom in 100x and have it be this stable and locked in. Previously in the S23 Ultra, you weren't able to change lenses while you were recording in 4K 60. I'm glad to report that in the S24, while filming in 4K 60 in video, you can swap lenses as you're filming. This will make my life a lot easier as I like to film for social and jump between lenses, zooming in and out. Overall, my shooting experience with the S24 Ultra's cameras and lenses was quite smooth. I think there's a bunch of nice changes and improvements that you'll notice too. It's the little things, especially when you use your phone so heavily for work and outside of work, like me. This year Samsung has focused a lot on AI features. Let's go through some of my favorites. The first feature, which I think is pretty cool, is AI slow-mo. When you're playing back a video in the gallery, just tap and hold the screen to slow it down. You can slow down videos shot at 30 FPS, and it'll slow down 60 FPS videos even more. Samsung have also added the ability to add portrait effects after the fact. This can be done to any photo which has a recognizable subject. You just have to be cropped in and close enough to the subject, and you can add that delicious bokeh, which is a background blur behind the subject. An effect which typically needs a very expensive lens. You can also do this in portrait mode obviously, but this feature works for photos that weren't shot in portrait mode too. There's also generative transform background fill, where you are able to rotate and straighten your image and not lose out on the crop. Generative transform object transformation. With this new AI feature, you're able to quickly tap and hold a subject to select them. Once they're cut out, you can erase them, resize them, move them, or even replace them with another image, which is pretty wild. On top of these AI features, Samsung have also added other AI features which are not camera or photo related. Some of those AI features include live translate, where you're able to have a conversation in real time with someone in a different language. Note assist, where the S24 Ultra will utilize AI to help you clean up and format your notes and summarize. AI Web Assist, which you're able to quickly use the power of AI to summarize entire web pages. I can see this being a very useful feature for students. If you want to hear more about the non-photography related AI features, I'll link my friends' videos up here, TK and Demis. You should definitely check their videos out too. Let me know if there's anything else you want to know about the S24 Ultra or anything you'd like me to test. Drop them below. I'd like to hear them and I'll try to get back to any of your questions. I actually have a bunch of videos coming out for this channel. Some tech related, some vlogs from Japan and Hong Kong. 2024 is the year that I'm going to try and commit to YouTube with one video a month. I'm going to say it right now. Help keep me accountable. And that about wraps it up for this video. Thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, and hit the bell. See ya.